Greetings everyone. Tonight we are going to be using this super cool template and creating what is known as a comfort box. So you'll find a little bit about what that is during the video, which is brought to you by Chicken in a Biscuit and Gorgonzola cheese, which is an amazing combo. Look at that mold in there. So delicious. Oh, match made in heaven. So we'll be snacking on that during the video and talking about this wonderful plethora of papers that we have. We got some glue sticks, we have some scissors, world's smallest dumpster. So let's get into the creation station and check it out. All right, so here we are for tonight's video, and what we're going to be doing is we're going to be making this little box and a cover, and we're going to be decorating it with this bunch of different little papers. And I'm going to slide these aside. And if you look at this template, if you go Google comfort box, you could probably find one on Pinterest. It has these hard lines that we're going to cut, and then it has dotted lines that you're going to fold. So we're going to go ahead and start with the hard lines and give them a nice snip. First, I'm going to give a little bit of a cut on the edge because my paper cutter didn't quite get the most perfect edge on this. And so we're going to start with our snips and get right into there. And if you don't know, when you're using scissors, the best way to get a good cut is to use the middle of the scissors where you get the most pressure. It might seem like you can get the best by using the tip, but that really just does not work, and you're going to end up damaging the paper. It's nice to do these on a piece of cardstock so you have something firm and foldable. So what we're going to do, we have these little flaps cut. I'm going to start by folding along the dotted lines. And if you can't hit the dotted lines, you're just going to have to try your best. Get that folded in. Fold it in. I fold in here. Okay, along the dotted lines. And then fold in like that. So we have 4 sections folded in, and then we're gonna fold over our 2 sections that are working with that, and fold again. I like to kind of crease when I get the good fold, but before I get to the good fold, I just like to fold gently so I don't crease it improperly. I want to kind of open them up, and then we have to fold lengthwise on the edges of the box. Okay. And I'll fold on the edges of the box some more. All right. All right, so that's looking pretty good. We got our folds done. Now, I want to kind of flatten it out. Okay, so just to give you an idea of what we're going to be working with, we're going to have these 2 tabs folded in, and then one going over. So we have a little box like that. Same thing on the opposite side, and you end up with a little box like this. Now, it's kind of plain, so what we're going to do is we're going to flatten it back out now that we know it works, and we are going to search for something to decorate it with. All right, so now comes the fun part. I like to save these doilies for hinges on the end, and if you kind of cut them, you can get some of the decorative pattern. It'll look kind of like an old book. I'm going to set that on the side. Let me get our scrap into the bin. get a little piece of cheese while we're looking. So delicious. We have a little red and a little blue. I have a lot of red and blue. So it looks like that is the variety that we're working with tonight. So, I'm gonna get creative with it. Put it together like that. Let's see if I have a bigger piece. Okay, so I do have a bigger piece. Something that I could like fold over, like so. So, here we're gonna go. We're gonna go ahead and take our glue stick. Got a brand new Freshie. And we're just gonna go ahead and cover the whole entire thing. All right. There's lots of different ways you could approach this, but I like the covering method. So what I'm gonna do is really get that together there. Okay. And you can kind of tell, kind of fold some of this up. All right, that's a good fold. All right, it looks like it's covering about that much. Cool, so we have 2 sections covered up. And then we're just gonna need a little bit on the inside. All right, so once we cover that, let's see what it looks like from here. All right, that's pretty good. So, I'm gonna go ahead and leave it like this. I'm just gonna kind of loosely cut through here since it's stuck down. And I'm gonna recut all my sections with the paper on it. And if it's not perfect, except for the cut lines, that's okay, because we can cover that up with our folding technique. I'm gonna get in here and cut like that. Okay, so what we can do is start gluing the internal strip down. All right, we'll go ahead and do that. And then I'm gonna kind of fold it immediately so we can see where those folds are again. Okay. Do the same thing on the other side. Fold that again and again. All right. And then we just need a little bit on the inside. So what I'm going to do is kind of hit it right where the folds are, like that. That's about all we're going to need covered up, because that section is not going to be necessary. So we're just going to go ahead and trim that off, because that section can be left white. All right, so same thing over here. We're going to go ahead and cut right up to the line. I have something to fold over like that. Okay, and we can trim this section off. Trim section off. All right. Okay, now get kind of the less pretty side. Put it down first. Okay, and then we're gonna get the nice side glued down. I'm gonna get a fair amount on there so it'll have good coverage. All right. All right, so we are looking at a nice looking box right here. And now we're gonna go ahead and begin folding our work in. Okay. And presto changeo. Now, these white sections, you're gonna need a fair amount of glue on them. They are going to hold each other together. And then the top in the middle, we're gonna go ahead and tuck that in. And then I really like to work that corner really nicely. I'm gonna do the same thing here with the white section, connect those together, and then my box and glue and tuck it in. All right, so we got a little bit of a little error there. Now we go back and we correct it. Seems like it wants to wiggle a little bit. There we go. Now we have a nice looking box. So that pressure you put on the corners with your fingers, supporting it on the outside, is a great way to sort of stick everything together. All right. Same thing up front. So we're gonna that's gonna be your little sliding box, and then we're gonna make the cover, which is gonna be the easier section. We're gonna take a little blue cheese break. I like to smoosh it with my fingers. Get a little glue in there. Delicious. So, in the other section, we're gonna do our red, okay? So, red, you know, as I'm looking at it, ooh, there's this nice purple right here. I think I'm gonna do that instead. All right, now this section is much simpler. So, we're basically just making a cover for this little guy to go into. I'm gonna fold it along the line, just like this. The cover is basically gonna stick together like that. And we're gonna have to like pop it open. So we really just need to get good coverage on one side of it, but have to wrap around a fair bit. So, I'm gonna go ahead and take our glue stick, and just so you know, it's dishwashing hour, so we got a little racket going, which is extra awesome. Little sounds of chance, and roll that around. So we're going to stick that down, and we're gonna make sure we can see those folds. Sometimes I like to put the glue back on the stick. All right, so once that's all stuck down, we're gonna go ahead and fold it again. And fold it again, fold it again, and again. So we got all of our folds in there. All right, now we can go ahead and trim down the edge. And if you want to wrap that edge over, you could. But I just want to cover it on the outside. All right, so I'll do the same thing here. We're going to trim down the edge. And we got a good run on the scissors there, boop, just like that. And we're going to fold over the excess. Now, these strips you can probably use for some jewelry or something. We'll put them into our little bin and save them for later. All right, now, the last bit of glue we're going to put on the flaps first to cover it up. like that. And we're gonna fold again. We're gonna fold, fold. So it stays well folded. The glue keeps it a little bit moist, which is helpful with the fold. It does create a little bit of movement, but a steady hand can work with that. All right, get that over, fold, fold. We're gonna make something like that. But first what we're gonna do, we're gonna fold it and stick it first. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put a little glue on one end and a little bit of glue on the opposite side, the matching end, so that we have the two ends touching each other. And this is where you want to get that pressure. So we're going to set it down on the table. And I'm going to run my finger through it. And this is something where you're looking for a certain level of perfection, you know, super glue, amazing stuff. You're just going to probably want to use a glove when you do it. Maybe if you're doing hot glue, you want to make sure you get that pressure. And again, do something to prevent yourself from dealing with that heat. So we have a really nice box right here, and we can now slide in that level of comfort. All right, now at this point you would probably want to leave yourself a note on it, and you can Google comfort boxes, and I've seen them where people say like having a bad day, whatever man, or looking for some inspiration, and you put like a quote inside of it. It's a fun, cute little thing. So we're gonna finish with a little more cheese. I'm gonna set up our material. I hope you all enjoyed the comfort box and have a fantastic night. Thanks again, like, subscribe, and leave some comments for the videos you'd like to see. Bye-bye. But wait, there's more. Gotta add our hinge. Step on down, check it out. So, the goal with the hinge is kind of like to create something nice to wrap around. And so I'm gonna kind of pull it in like this and sort of look at what I'm gonna end up with. And all right, I'm gonna use my heart cut in a straight section like that. And I'm just gonna try to work my way straight across to this area. All right, and so what we see is a little fun stuff. It's a little bit long, so I am going to, I guess I'm just gonna cut, let's see, I really like that edge, and maybe I'll make this the edge. So I'm gonna cut this in as straight a line as possible. All right, so that's really nice. Okay, and then we're gonna fold it over, and I'm gonna use the edge of that star and this corner. A straight section to cut. Now, then we got to make a decision. Is it cool curving out? You know, do we like that? And I think that's a very nice look. It's got kind of like it can stand up. All right, and you get something like that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use one of the dry purple glue sticks that's gonna, dry kind of clear. And that is an old one. Look what we did. All right, so we're gonna take that and just kind of smear it out. And now it's gonna come through to the other side of the paper. Now, since it dries clear, it'll be easy to clean up because we'll be able to see the purple dye. We'll be able to wipe it down pretty good. And then we'll be able to also clean it up as well, and it won't be a problem. But sometimes things like this are messy at first. So, oh, we got two of them. Well, that'll make a big difference. That side can stay dirty. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and place it down, and the stars come in really handy because you can sort of see where they are, and you can get that nice straight line down there. We're gonna wrap it over gently, fold it, and get our other side looking good. And I like it, but you know what I think I'm gonna do? I think I'm just gonna take our other piece, since they're symmetrical, and I'm gonna make kind of bookends out of them, because why not take what we have and use it? If you don't like it, you could always remove it later. Now, it is gonna be a little extra sticky, so we're gonna be careful. We're gonna try to work with that. I'm gonna continue in the opposite direction. So we're gonna start down like that, move slightly up with our star shape, get it lined up on the end, fold it over, and the other two stars fit nice and perfect, so we have opposite bookend stars. Now what we're gonna do is we're just gonna kind of smooth it with our finger and get that glue off. We're gonna smooth it down like this, and that's one of the helpful things about having a smooth paper. We're gonna take our excess and kind of wipe that up. All right, so now you can see we have our wonderful finished product. We have a little bit of gold to contrast with the purple, our awesome blue. You might make a little special note in the middle, more exciting, because now you have kind of a strip highlighting it. So I hope y'all had a wonderful time, and we'll see y'all later.